sprayed before, but I'm thinking we need to. The gnats are pretty bad. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to go ahead and get his ears before he gets to be afraid of the spray. Okay, so what I do, if he's not scared, great. If he is, I install what I call a stop button. And I'll spray the horse in the chest until they stop moving. When they stop moving, I stop spraying. Then I'm going to spray again, try to get more parts of his body. When I get on the chest again, he should stop. I do that with hose, I do that with fly spray, anything I have to spray on the horse. So let's see what we got. So we've decided now that it is a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and spray him on the chest. And he stops moving. And stop.
By installing a stop button, I give the horses an opportunity to be responsible for their feet, without micromanaging them. I don't want to have to hold a horse tight and make them feel confined to procedure when I can ask them to participate by giving them a reason to stop on their own by giving them a stop button.
Starts to run off, and then I just go ahead and tell him to stop.
Notice the slack in the line. My spraying his chest is initiating the stop button, and he is stopping on his own free will. I am not managing him into the stop by holding him close on the lead rope.
Good job. Okay. Good job. Okay, so we're going to do a little pre-flight check, see where his head is. We're going to work on his hoe real quick, make sure that he's got a good stop on him, and see where we're at in our head here today. Now that we're not being bothered by the bugs as much, hopefully we're good to go. What do you think? All right, come on, look.
Two kisses is my truck cue. Watch how well he understands that.
There's a nest where all those cones are, if you can see them on the other side of this barrel of a sandpiper. I'm trying to preserve it for her. So, try not to disturb her too much.
I always take notice to the way a body ends up when I ask a horse to do something. I appreciate when an effort is obvious, and in this case, the way his legs are is an obvious effort to stop in mid-stride to the verbal cue, ho. This is a very old video, and the zoom in quality definitely lacks. But as best as you can see, we're at the mounting block, which unfortunately happens to be at the far end of the arena. Aiden had opinions about boring rail work, whether in the round pen or in the big arena. So to try to help make it interesting, I spent a lot of time using my barrels to circle, to zigzag through, and to figure 8, just to try to offer a little distraction to the boredom of running along the rail. Let's fast forward to the trot work. So, as you can see, he's become a pretty solid horse as far as his walk-trot work. Let's fast forward into some of his canter work. Okay, so let me take this time to let you know that Aiden has been protesting the canter work up to this point. So it's a lot to get him going. It's a lot to keep him going. And he often decides he's going to kick the fence, which is very deliberate. You can actually see him pick the spot he's planning on kicking as he goes by. To help him naturally choose the correct lead, I will ask him to pick up the canter on the curve of a barrel. If he shows too much interest in attempting to buck through this process, I'll go ahead and shut him down and give him a chance to try again. Although the tight barrel work was good for him in the trot, it brought out the naughty in him in the canter. So my next course of action was to give him the space to move out forward, so I kept him on the rail. You might be able to hear me single kiss with rhythm, and that is my encouragement to continue cantering by offering a single kiss per stride. If not encouraged to continue, he would break.
Good boy.
As hard as it was at times, it was important to reward his efforts to push through his desire to be a brat. Any effort that Aiden made to override the desire to be a brat earned him a little walk time. because this was one of the hardest parts of his workouts. Just cooperating with the canter. I always made sure that I kept the exercises short with lots of walking rewards. True to Aiden's nature, he started thinking about kicking the panels right by those horses. We had a few encounters which was about to become a pattern. It was now my goal to get him to pass that space in a canter. Once he did, he was rewarded with the walk. To break things up mentally for him, I decided to add a little simple leap changes.
Good boy. Boy. Good boy. know, as it's always been told, a reward for this horse is to just stand still. So that's what we're going to do right now. That was the beginning of simple lead changes. And the only reason that I'm doing them now, even though he hasn't fully established a good canter in either direction, is because he gets bored. And when he gets bored, he comes up with his own games. And I figure if I can keep him busy and keep him thinking about where his feet are, maybe he won't get as bored. And maybe he won't come up with his own game because he won't have time to. Because I'll have asked him to change directions, or ask him to break down to a trot, or ask him to canter again. All the different things that keep his mind busy and keep him from coming up with his own thing to do. He's been a little bit of a challenge once we started the canter. He was a good start, walk trot. The canter's become his disagreement. He's lazy, so he really just doesn't want to. So by giving it a little more of an interesting, go through the center, go around the clover leaf, see if we can't get him to think of something interesting to do with it, maybe we can get him a little more interested in it. Maybe then go a full lap without any argument, and then go back through the center, change directions. So we're just trying to keep him busy so that his brain doesn't come up with his own naughty thoughts, because he has a tendency to come up with his own things. He's a nice animal, a little bit of a brat, a lot of bit of a brat sometimes, but I think he'll come along. Right, bud?